Well, here we are. We are currently 5 weeks and 3 days out from the Amateur O in Vegas. I always get confused because I update Instagram slightly before YouTube. So I have registered for Vegas. We are a go. Just need to organize flights over the next 2 weeks because I'm going to fly in 4 weeks and the show's in just over 5 weeks. So I got about a week and a half there before the actual show. Right now, I'm going to give you an update on everything. Last weekend, we did a cleaner refeed on Saturday. It is now another Saturday. Pretty much how me and Cam work is we dig Monday to Friday, pull off that body fat like you know, and top up on the weekend and refreshen up. So hence why I'm here early talking to you, because I don't have to go do fucking cardio today. So I'm just going to go down, stretch, do abs, do my vacuums, all that sort of stuff. And it just feels nice to break that cardio cycle, to be honest now, because I'd probably say that refeed from last Saturday lasted me maybe till leg day on Tuesday, and then it just crashed, man. So we've seen some big scale weight drops, which is good. We do need to push the scale weight down for sure from a fat loss aspect. So I'll put it up on the screen, actually it's a little bit easier, but I'll read it off here. So last Saturday morning before the refeed, we weighed in at 91.5 kilos. After the refeed on Saturday, 92.7. So just a little bit fuller from glycogen and extra food in the gut. And then I ran like a baseline food day on that day, which was like 500 carb on Sunday. But my scale weight just kept obviously dropping and dropping. But like I said, from Tuesday onwards, you can see from data point of view that I felt those larger drops, and you can probably just see it in my face as well. So yeah, definitely fucking felt it from an energy standpoint. I spoke to you before about energy levels, so I feel exactly the same, to be honest. Checked in yesterday, because now I'm checking in 3 times a week, so those will be up on the screen. Obviously details, visuals, everything like that is what we need. I'm a little bit flatter for sure, because sleep hasn't been the best, and vice versa, just a little bit more depleted. That's literally it. But you got to run flat. That's just the reality of it to bring that condition out. So yeah, depending on what Cam's feedback comes from my scale weight this morning, how much food we're going to have today, I'm going to base that on digestion, and I'm going to talk about nutrition, and I'm going to talk about things like that. So I'll probably do a full day of preparing meals, showing you how to make food digest well from a gut health standpoint, hydration, all those different things. So I'll kind of do that as my topic for today. So watch the video, stay tuned, because I'm just going to drop in loads of fucking knowledge bombs for you about hydration, meal timings, fluids, food, digestion, everything along those lines, higher carbohydrate, etc, etc. So let's crack into it. So food order is in from Bossman. We're not doing anything too crazy, to be honest. We're doing an extra 50 grams of carbs and maybe 5 grams of fat than the last Saturday, which I'm good with, because in my head still I'm like, hey, I need to be stage ready in 4 weeks. Do you know what I mean? So it's mentally a little bit better to an extent, because we also know from 2024 we actually experimented with 1,000 gram carbs days, which I could manage, but I did feel my digestion just struggled with that amount of food volume, to be honest. So it's better for me, and obviously from us as a team, me, Cam, to kind of just spread out that food volume slightly. I'd rather have like 2 or 3 days at like 500 to 700 to 800, whatever it is, and just spread out that food volume instead of just one day of 1,000 loading. So that is the plan for today. I'll text him my weight in the morning, and we'll probably just do like maybe like a 500 or 600 gram carb day tomorrow. But the most important thing when it comes to gut health, well, not the most important thing, but one of them is doing something very simple, which is this: just walking, just fucking walking. And just like that, 20 minutes of steps tick. The reason for steps, it isn't so much from the expenditure standpoint, from a fat loss standpoint personally. It's a lot of it, the reason I give it to clients is psychologically. It's just very good for your mind. Get out, get outside, go for a walk. Yes, of course, moving helps you burn some body fat for sure. But a big aspect of that is psychological. The other one is digestion. Get blood flow moving. We're not designed to just sit in front of a fucking laptop for 8-10 hours a day and work. Like, you need to open up your stomach, you need to let fucking everything move, you need to get blood flow moving, and it's an easy way to improve your digestion and a great way to start the day. Yep, let's go. Let me jump in here.
Thank you.
And then 1.5 litres, my first 1.5 litres done for the day. This inside has got glutamine, good for gut health, creatine, electrolytes, Hydromax, glutamine, creatine, Hydromax, and that's everything. So yeah, first 1.5 done. The next 1.5 will probably be whilst I'm cooking some food here. I have increased my water, so it's 7.5 to 8 litres per day. Purely just a bit of an experiment, and it feels a lot better. Before I was doing like a 7, but now I'm doing like 7.5 to 8. It's not much more, but it has made a big difference, and I'm doing that pre-training, which has helped with my training performance way fucking better. That is meals prepped for the day for me and Steph. I'm fucking crashing now. That's what happens when you're a morning person, but sleep has been fucked for a good couple of days. It gets to like, it's fucking 8 a.m. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Anyway, no one cares. No one cares, Brandon. Just move on, work harder. So, more water. It's hydration alone, just fucking Google it, how important it is for fat loss, building muscle, changing your body composition, skin health, organs, everything. Just Google it, or AI it, ChatGPT it. Without hydration, carbohydrates cannot be absorbed by the muscle. So we need to make sure hydration and carbohydrates both work hand in hand together. So the muscle can't get the carbohydrates if it's dehydrated. So liters, this will be liter 3. I'm pretty shit at drinking water, so Hydromax, EAAs or electrolytes, super easy way to do that. For me, I'm just tracking that because I need to keep an eye on my sodium and potassium levels in case we manipulate that closer to show, but that's about it. So super easy. So I'm going to drink this, then that'll be 3 litres down. I'll have another coffee and do some work, waiting for Steph to get up, coffee shop, and we'll keep the day rolling. Okay, 2-hour work block done. 1.5, however many litres of water that is. What's that, 4.5? 4.5 litres of water tick. And now we are going in for the pre-workout meal. If you know, you know. With pre-workout meals, I've said this 1,000 times, fat stay a little bit lower. Purely just to suck up as much glycogen as possible. I keep to rice-based things. That's what you'll see most of the day is rice-based products, purely from a digestion aspect. Super light, super easy to digest, and that's it. fructose as well. You'll see a lot of fruit because fructose has good evidence that it really helps with glycogen replenishment, and I fucking love it, and it digests well again. So that is that. Sit down and eat. It wouldn't it wouldn't be a refeed day without you joining me for my first rice cake dunk of the day. We've got to get a good one. We've got to get some honey on there, we've got to get some banana on there, we've got to get the whole works. And when we talk about digestion, this is all going to start with how you prepare your meals. Please make sure you take pride in cooking and preparing your meals, and then sit down quietly and digest them, chew them, enjoy them. Like, take it in, because this is where people get digestive issues. They're consistently rushing their meals down, forcing food down, don't enjoy it, then think about the next meeting in a stressed state. Your body wants to absorb this food in a very relaxed position so it can absorb these nutrients. So please make sure you take time out your fucking day to enjoy your food.
We brought our best package ever, and we're going to continue to improve. But I'm glad that I was able to come back to the show that I did my pro debut on and go from 10th to...
A while since Madam's actually been on a vlog properly, besides just her going peace on a couch, or I don't know, whatever it is. Watching, yeah, just chilling or working. I'm not going to film any of the gym session because I just want to train and put these carbs to work. But this is pre-workout. There's no caffeine in this. I just do a pump product. I do Hydromax in here as well, and I'll just sip this on the way to the gym. Meal timings for my pre-workout meal, I literally just have it an hour before my first working set. So it takes us about 20 minutes to get to the gym. So you just time travel, and then I'll have that pre-workout meal 1 hour before my working set. So that's pretty much how things just digest really well for me. There's nothing worse going into a training session and just feeling full and fucking disgusting. Like, for me, I almost want just a flat tummy feeling. But luckily, on prep, you have that all the fucking time, so it isn't an issue. Alright, so second exercise in, and I was actually just talking with my amazing fiance back here somewhere. She said, I was actually saying how where we're in a sense doing these refeeds quite aggressively and quite high food, whether that was the pizza in the past, now it's these 750 grams of carb refeeds on a regular basis. It means that I don't truly get flat, and like where my real flatness felt was like that Thursday and Friday, so yesterday and the day before. It's not that long of being like in a deep fat loss phase, so it's literally like 48 or 72 hours where like I'm fucking digging, right, where the fat is being shredded off. But it doesn't take much for me to fill up, because we're filling up on a regular basis. Like, I've literally had like one big carb meal there, which was about 180 grams of carbs. Like, I'm fucking back to life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm literally like full. I feel good, and like even these reps just feel fucking easy. So like, again, more data for us to collect where I'm actually able to hold on to that fullness for longer, so we don't dig too deep into the trenches, in other terms. So like, if you're digging flat, you've got to remember that trying to dig out of that trench to fill you back up is going to be a deeper trench to come out of. But if you can just drop slightly into that trench and then come back out again, you never need that much food to like get unflat, in a sense. That is back and hamstrings done, everybody. I'll put up here just a couple of posing rounds that I've just done, even though the posing studios actually get some different mirrors in there. So I'll put up a couple of clips around my head somewhere whilst I walk down the stairs and talk to you. So hydration wise is downstairs. I have about 1.5 litres exactly whilst I train. And that's just got Hydromax and EAAs in it, so that brings my water intake up to 6 litres. And then I get the other 6 litres to 7.5 that I have per day. I get that wrapped up in the afternoon, so it's only like 1.5 litres in the afternoon, purely because the deeper into prep I get, I just don't want to get up in the night and pee. So I get most of my hydration done pre-training, intra-training, and then a little bit afterwards with some meals as well. So just works really well to get the hydration levels up. And yeah, it's working really well performance-wise. That's the most important thing, performance-wise. And just getting that extra bit of water and it's just really just help with like overall just how I feel in myself as well. So this is the last of the fluids. And then that last 1 litre, whatever it is, will go in afterwards. Yeah. So. Alright guys, me and Steph were just having our political debate. We were just just learning what far left and far right means, to be honest. But
do you want to explain what it means?
Do you want to come and talk to the camera?
I'm going to talk to the camera.
Yeah, come on then. Steph's going to talk to you about politics, and just to clarify, this is why we're a very good couple, because we agree where we stand on this political scale. So Steph's going to talk about far left and far right. Because does anyone actually...
A bit of education for you all.
Go for it.
Thanks to ChatGPT. But anyway, because we've got lefties, we've got righties, we've got far left and far right, right? It's obviously, that's something that gets thrown around in politics a lot. And we're like, what the fuck is
what does it
each of them
fucking mean?
Right?
Yeah.
What is far left and what is far right? Because I guess we've always been conditioned to think far left or lefties is the different ones, the ones that have different views, ones that have different views that are outside the current political norms, right? And it's actually quite the opposite, at least for Australia anyway. So far left. So the far left generally believes that society and the economy should be much more equal, with stronger role for governments in redistributing wealth and providing services. So common things are very high taxation on wealthy people, extensive government-funded healthcare, education and welfare, greater redistribution of wealth, in some cases replacing capitalism with socialism or communism, and strong emphasis on reducing economic and social inequalities, right? So that's far left. I'll explain far right, but so far to me, this is where Australia is going, right? This is where Australia pretty much is right now.
I think that's Western world, isn't it, really? Like, that's, yeah.
Yeah. Far right. The far right generally places a much stronger emphasis on nationalism, traditional social structures, authority, borders, and cultural identity. So this looks like restrictive immigration policies, strong nationalism, emphasis on traditional cultures and family values, stronger policing and punishment, oppositions to certain progressive and social policies. In more extreme forms, ethnic or racial nationalism, or fascism. So, to me, to be honest, like, Australia used to be, I guess, right? And I feel like our country has actually been very fastly pulled into the left, because let's be honest, since I moved away from Australia 5 years ago, the taxation is through the roof, the immigration is absolutely through the roof. We know this, right? And greater redistribution of wealth, yeah. Right? Which is what we're seeing with the housing market. The government is penalising people that have
more wealth, nicer homes.
More wealth, right?
Yeah.
More assets, and trying to give back to the younger people. So
I think what we're saying as well is that, especially being British, is that over probably decades that we've been pulled one way. I think that's the difference. We've been brainwashed to go left. In
I think
a sense.
it's definitely something that's happened over time for sure. Like
Yeah.
we used to be right, but with where Australia is now, it's definitely more left, and the same thing with in the
but
UK.
I think we've been pulled that way, like brainwashed that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bizarre. And now, I think COVID was that thing what triggered it all to us being like, this isn't right. Like, this is weird. And then now with more public journalism and people with podcasts and all this different stuff, that now they're showing you being like, actually, like, I don't have like we said earlier, I don't have a problem with people want to. I've got to move to Australia one day. I've got to apply to be a resident. I've got to do all these different things. I can't just go there and seek asylum. Like, I know this is a very touchy subject, but like, we both stand on this kind of thing because we've moved to a very neutral country together 5-6 years ago. Like, Dubai, we can never be citizens here. We like, the rules are strict, but also look how well the Middle East is run to an extent. Like, and the Western world's everyone's getting pulled one way or the other instead of just being like, hey, this is the rules, this is the regulations. If you want to live in this amazing country, this is where we stand.
I think keeping the cultural identity and the actual culture of the country is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's technically right. And the reason why everyone is upset with how things are getting pulled is we're going further away from that. So our country's changing it. It's no longer, the country that it is. So but then I guess you can say the same thing with the Middle East, I suppose. Like,
they're going
more Western. So
they moved their weekends. They've done all these different things, but they're still keeping that tradition. They're still keeping
that's true. Yeah.
Like, if you go to a mall, you still have to cover up. Like, you have respect for the culture here. And honestly, since living here, I think we can both say this, is that I have so much respect for, I guess it's Muslim and Islamic religion. I have so much respect for it because I get to see mums and dads that are Muslim and things like that, and how they treat and how they act and things like that. And I love it. I respect it. And do you know what I mean? Because you're in it. Like,
I think it's very important for the country to still hold that.
It needs to hold that. Yeah.
Like the Middle East and Dubai needs to hold that part of their culture and their religion, whereas the same with Australia and the UK. They need to hold their culture and their religion at the core. It's not that the two can't mix, because they definitely can. But I think a country can't be everything.
It can't be everything.
Like pro one.
Yeah. If I go to Australia, I want it to be Australian. Like, do you know what I mean? I want to go to expect Australia. If I go to somewhere in the Middle East, I know what to expect when I go to the Middle East. Anyway, that's where we stand. It's
Politics.
This is what we debate on in our spare time. And this is 7 minutes. This is a long food vlog. I'll sit down and talk to you while I'm eating post-workout. Steph eats the same post-workout because don't overcomplicate fucking nutrition. Now our political conversation is slightly out of the way. At least you know what goes on in our household. We got post-workout meal. So we've got banana and rice cakes. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of rice. And then we've got rice, chicken, and green beans. A little bit of olive oil in here as well, just to cook up the rice for the day, so nothing crazy. So a tiny bit of fats in there in this whole meal, but nothing crazy. Post-workout and pre-workout meals are literally identical. We want to go for the higher carbohydrate for performance and recovery, and then protein to obviously just start that recovery process. Fats, keep it medium to low personally, just because we want to utilize those carbohydrates going into the muscles as fast as possible to start that recovery process. When it comes, I'm very big on food hygiene, and like I said earlier on, it's like when it comes to the enjoyment process of this and taking your time and eating your meals, this is where, honestly, like I said earlier, like this is where people get their nutrition, they get digestive issues, to be completely honest. So the same with water intake. Like, I personally don't drink water 15 minutes before my meal here, 15-20 minutes. I don't drink water whilst I eat, and then I don't drink water after I eat. Not crazy, but just 15 minutes of either end, 15-20 minutes either end of that meal, because we're consuming this food. I don't want to be pushing fluids in there and putting more stress on my gut. I just want to sit here in a calm state and let the food digest naturally. Chew it, enjoy it, watch a bit of podcasts, watch some YouTube, and just chill and enjoy that meal. That will improve your digestion alone by just doing that. And even if you kept the food exactly the same, it's probably not the food's fault. It's probably how you're dealing with the food and how you're preparing and how you're acting around the food.
I love being around that.
Well, this is a very fit town. I mean, it's become the jiu-jitsu hub of the country.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that it all happened during.
Also, make sure you always get greens in. Greens just stay the same all year round. You don't need to track them, just keep them consistent all year round. From micronutrients, again, it's going to help with fiber, it's going to help with that digestion process. So keep veggies in all year round.
Pandemic. You know, there's a lot of things.
Weekend vibes, everybody. Honestly, since I started personal training 10 years ago, I started personal training when I was like 19, 20, so I'm 30 now. So yeah, it's been a long time where I've been able to give myself permission to take Sundays off. Steph has been very good at that over the years, but even tomorrow I'll still wake up early and do some work and stuff like that because I've got a couple of clients to set up, and still there's always, like, especially when you are your own marketing team, your own everything team, right? There's always so much to do. It's just important to take that day, and obviously it's always nice to have a little bit more food. This, like, getting close to stage, it just feels good the weekend. I fucking look forward to the weekends. Anyway, that's not why you're here. Just to hear me ramble in this random vlog as always. So, last two meals of the evening, we're going to be doing 10 rice cakes, but just not that. So I'm going to put 5 rice cakes in one meal, 5 rice cakes in the other meal for Dunkin', because you fucking know. One meal, they're all in the fridge, all prepared, because personally, I like cold food. I like the post-workout meal where it's a bit warm from the rice cooker, but even then my chicken's cold. So we've got 100 grams of rice flour. Again, rice. Rice flour is just cream of rice, by the way. It's just, since when I moved here 6 years ago, cream of rice was not here. So I was paying so much money for it to be imported here. And then I found rice flour, which is like I want to say Indian dessert. And it's literally like, 6 dirhams. So it's like literally like £2 for a kilo. So this is rice flour, banana, strawberries, half a scoop of whey because protein is just coming down slightly to make room for the carbohydrates. Pink salt has gone into all my meals today. Low sodium salt goes into all my, so 2 grams of low sodium salt per meal. And then pink salt, I keep it consistent with a grinder. So I take my grinder wherever I go. And that grinder, I do 10 grinds. So if Cam ever says we need to increase or decrease salt, he'll just say like a percentage and I'll do that. So that's one meal. And then the other meal is rice pudding. I should probably do this as actually like a bit of a video, to be honest. So this is jasmine rice. So the other half of my jasmine rice that I prepared for the day. Another, again, half a scoop of whey protein, salt, cinnamon, banana, mango, and 20 grams of honey as well. And I'll be dunking that as well. So yeah, those are my meals. Guys, all the macros would have been up around my face. And that is everything. As you can tell from today, it's mostly rice-based food. It's mostly fruit. You can see protein sources, they're very low fat. So protein, the fats have been very low today to make room for carbohydrates. Protein came down today as well, just because protein, again, we don't need it as much today when we're pushing in that many carbohydrates. So protein levels have just come down a little bit to make way and make room from a digestive aspect to allow just the carbohydrates to do their job from a muscle glycogen and muscle fullness point of view. Yes. And always remember, put your phone away 2 hours before bed. Look after your fucking evening routines. Blue light blocking glasses, just to help with sleep. But I think I am going to take a sleeping tablet tonight just to make sure I get a fucking good night's sleep tonight. Steph has ordered pizza, so not once I can eat some pizza with her, that'll be nice. But when you're eating this much food, like in prep, and also the maturity of an athlete, you literally just don't really... I don't really get these food urges, so it doesn't really, nothing really phases me that. Cora is here, and I'm gonna feed her. Didn't even see her. She flew. Like a speeding light. She's not howling. Say goodnight.
Good night. I'm going steps. Bye.
Bye.